skag. He met it in Cambodia, but now he can't afford a bag. Yankee dollar, talk to the dictators of the world. You're giving orders and they can't afford to miss a word. I'm so bored with U.S.A. I'm so bored with U.S.A. What can I do? Yankee detectives always on the TV. These killers in America work 7 days a week. Never mind the stars and stripes. Let's print the Twitter tapes. And also look at who then hope no one knows escapes. I'm so bored with U.S.A. I'm so bored with U.S.A. What can I do? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm so bored with U.S.A. I'm so bored with U.S.A. What can I do? Yeah, I fucked up that last verse, but we'll see. We'll do my little talk and see if I want to keep it. But that, of course, is from that first Clash album. And I guess it was originally, and of course I've got two, but these are actually different. One's the British version, one's the American version. And I'd say the American version is better just at the original time because it has White Man and Hammersmith Palais on it, as well as Complete Control, great one. But White Man and Hammersmith Palais was voted the #1 favorite song by Clash fans in some poll they did in like Uncut Magazine or something. And Mick Jones purported to be surprised. But it's a great one. But anyway, this is the album Police and Thieves, Hate and War, What's My Name, Jamie Jones, I Fought the Law. I don't know if I Fought the Law was on the... Yeah, see, I Fought the Law wasn't on the British version either. They were singles. England was always like that. They would have singles... Like the Beatles albums. None of those tunes like, Strawberry Fields, Penny Lane, I Feel Fine. Those weren't on albums in Britain. That was only in America. And I think it was better. I mean, nothing was greater than when they released those Beatles, when CDs were new. They released the British versions, and they did them 4 at a time. So they built up, it was the first 4 albums, then the next 4, and then it was just Sgt. Pepper. But anyway, let's not get off track. So I'm so bored with the U.S.A. Originally, I guess it was purported to be... I've used purported twice already. But it was I'm so bored with you. And then they turned it into that. And what a great... How about that first verse, man? This is Joe Strummer. Yankee, soldier, he want to shoot some skag. He met it in Cambodia, but now he can't afford a bag. Yankee... dollar talk to the dictators of the world. In fact, it's giving orders and they can't afford to miss a word. I mean, he wrote that in 76-ish, 1976-ish. Vietnam still going on. Pretty much hits home right now, doesn't it? Obviously the Cambodia, but the drugs there, the Yankee hegemony and the dollar, all that bullshit. It's only been, in the scheme of human history, 50 years isn't huge when you look back a little bit. So we're still in that era. But just, Joe Strummer is just so unbelievable a lyricist. And just, I can't recommend enough, if you are so inclined and like him, this was his first album with the Mescaleros. Awesome. Awesome. Still listen to it. It sounds new still. And of course I have two. I haven't even opened this one. I don't know why I have that. Probably it was $9.99. I'm like, what a deal. But fucking awesome album. And the song Global A Go Go is there's a ton of every song on here is awesome. Minstrel Boy, the last song, is like 18-minute instrumental. You know, that can be in a slow acoustic, unexciting. You know, I don't know about that one, but the first 10 songs are just awesome. But that song Global A Go-Go is not even on the Joe Strummer Greatest Hits, and it's the best song he ever did in his solo career. I say that hands down. But what a tune. I'm so bored with the U.S.A. And it's so fucking true right to now. And I don't know about you, but I am so fucking tired. You know, my favorite holidays are Christmas and the 4th of July. But now I'm not so sure. Like, I really love the red, white, and blue. I love the colors. Budweiser's got the same colors. The Grateful Dead, Steal Your Face, red, white, and blue. It just is a great combo. It looks great, and I really kind of believe in it. But I'm not behind how our government behaves now and who these people are. I mean, look, folks, you got to get beyond thinking you need to pick a side. Because Joe Biden, Mitch McConnell, Chuck Schumer, Lindsey Graham, Nancy Pelosi, AOC, these people are all self-serving dirtbags. And you need to understand that and recognize that. To throw your support in with them, you don't have to do that. And you got to stop thinking you do. And I know, you know, there's a ton of people who hate Trump. And look, I am a supporter of Donald Trump. And I think I'm a thinking person. I know he's a windbag. And sometimes he's talking and I wince. I'm like, you don't have to say that. Why? But one thing I think is huge is his ego. He wants to be known as the best president the United States ever had. And he wants to be known that by the people, if not the world. And I think that makes his intent purer than what any of these fucking people like the Clintons and the Bidens and Mitch McConnells of the world are just trying to fucking take care of themselves and their family. And then they also, this thing with their legacy, they want to be known as Joe Biden. Apparently, he's like, I don't give a shit, folks. I'll say whatever you want. I'll be known as the president who did this for that group, or this for that group, and the first one of this, the first one of that. Identity politics is nothing. It's irrelevant. There are plenty of confident black people, white people, Asian, Latino. It doesn't matter. But to just pick people on that basis, and it seems like the impatience of people. They're like, well, they deserve that. Look, folks, it doesn't matter. It's happening, and it'll continue to happen. Nobody owes anybody anything for the sake of just being able to say, I did that. I mean, just the immaturity of people. And look, I'm saying all this because I want people, you gotta get beyond thinking you have to pick a side and it has to be death or nothing. I mean, you just, I'm pleading with people. You know, I kind of get a little, I don't have a lot of faith in we as humans. And basically, in especially our politicians. If you've been paying attention, Mitch McConnell should not be having $60 million after just serving in the Senate for however long he's been in there, which is too long. That should not happen. They do not make that money. So the only way he's done that is through getting deals and information that have allowed him to do that. And that man is an embarrassment to himself. To walk around like that, talk like that, act like that, and be just basically a secretive, slimy scumbag. You know, you can't be fooled by this, and you don't need to join in. This fact that we're only two parties is all that should exist is bullshit too. I was watching something. I watched the Bill Maher last night, and this is March 18th today, but it's on YouTube. You can watch it. And Andrew Yang was on there, and some fat pig fucking Democrat. Sorry, that's how I talk. That's who these people are. I do not have respect for them. So if you're gonna just change the channel and be like, fuck me because I talk like that. Get over it. But, and Andrew Yang started his own party, and he's a bit of an idiot too, because he's up there. Everything still comes back to Trump and insurrection. I mean, none of that's true, whether you like it or not. The facts support that Donald Trump said peacefully, and the stuff that was going on at the Capitol started well before the people watching him and while he was talking were there. And Billy White Shoes agrees. He just got fixed this week, so. But he recovered rather quick. If he meows now, he meows, meow, very high voice. But come here, bud. But you gotta, and but she, Mars talking with Andrew Yang about his party, and she's like, I'm not so sure a new party, and it's these people, all they're out for is their own, to protect themselves and to keep, they feel like once they've been elected to Congress or the Senate, that they've gotten in some exclusive club that proves that they were special people and better than you and me. And that they're special. No, they're not. And I had a bit of an epiphany. It's not like a great, I think it is one of those kind of good thoughts, big thoughts that is kind of obvious once you hear about it, but I think it's legitimate. Full accountability for elected officials. Ban lobbyists, that's nothing new. But here's how you do it. If you so choose to become a politician, and I think right from the local level up, then if you want to become a politician and represent the rest of the people in your community, your state, your country, then you agree to basically be on camera all your life except when you're in the bathroom. And I don't even know that can be acceptable because obviously with the phones, they can still do shady shit in the bathroom. But I'm talking everywhere. Every meeting you go to, that will be on camera. And maybe they have to, things need to be ironed out. Like maybe the sound can't be there or they have to cover up their voices or something. Their mouth, silly stuff like that. I'm not a big believer that there's any great secrets. This shit that everybody's worried about, Chinese spies, all this information is available to everybody at some level. And there's always going to be somebody willing to fucking give it to them. So creating all this BS fear about spies and shit is horse shit. There's nuclear weapons. The technology is everywhere. There's really nothing to be worried about stealing. And I mean, we have our government basically working on these fucking diseases that can kill people. That's people like Anthony Fauci are not good people. He clearly got to a point where it's like, look, what I'm doing is okay because I say it's okay. That's just wrong. But if all our politicians and elected officials are forced to be on camera and there's banning the lobbyist, we know what they're doing. Now, there's some people who nobody may ever watch them, but there's still a camera following them. And there may be some people, 10 million people may be watching them because they're sitting in some hearing or something. But the bottom line is they will know they're being watched and there's no more of this fucking bullshit that allows somebody like Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell to become multimillionaires when they're just serving in Congress. And then I don't know what we're going to do about the swamp. And the swamp is these agencies like the FBI and the IRS and all these government agencies where these people serve for 30 or 40 years. We need to go away. You need to go out and get a real job that's not made from collecting tax money. And they're all more than capable if pushed. Because we do not need that. Sure, we probably need an army, although I think that's overrated and only created because of the politicians and the groups. But the CIA and the FBI, bullshit. You get rid of that shit and you fix the way politicians behave, all this worry about extremist groups and stuff is going to dissipate and will be handled in the community. Because there's more upstanding people who won't put up with that shit if you're some fucking idiot who wants to fucking do something stupid. It'll be handled in the local community. We don't need this federal police forces and stuff like that. We really don't. And you just need to be open to this shit and think about it. But if we start right at the top, and I'm including the Supreme Court justices, because you tell me this, How can the Supreme Court releasing that fucking Roe versus Wade decision, somebody leaked it. Don't care what side you're on. That shouldn't happen. And they have a finite group of people, less than 100 people who had access to that. And they put more effort into covering up who did that than releasing that. And it's just been buried. Nobody's talking about it. That's disgusting. That makes them illegitimate. John Roberts is an embarrassment to the fucking United States Constitution. To not call that person. Because you know who it was? It was one of those two fucking liberal cunts, Kagan or Sotomayor or Stephen Breyer, because he's retiring. And sorry if you don't like me calling them liberal cunts, because that's what they are. They're worthless pieces of shit. And that fucking Ketanji Jackson Brown, what an embarrassment to the fucking world that loser got on the Supreme Court. Just an embarrassment to sit up there and say, I don't know what a woman is, just to please some fucking groups. And enough with these groups looking for special treatment. You know, the LGBTQ, and believe me, my fucking name on here is the Phreakin Haole. I consider myself a freak. But you know what? You want to be treated like everybody else, but you want special treatment for everything. As we all know, you can't have it both ways. And Donald Trump do more, and if you can do a good job, he would be more than happy to have you do it for him. He doesn't give a shit. Not like this weirdo's stealing fucking women's fucking clothes off the fucking airline things and wearing lipstick. I'm sorry, dude. Even if, do what you want, but you don't look good. If you're gonna do it, make yourself look fucking decent. I mean, give me a break. So that's kind of my fucking rant, and I am so fucking tired and bored with the U.S.A. Because, look, Putin's a fucking... It's a whole... We don't know... None of us understand these Russian people, man. They're fucking crazy. But we're no better. The United States caused this war. They're prolonging it. And that's just a fact. It doesn't mean I'm pro-Russia, pro-Putin, or even anti-United States. I'm anti-United States government. These people are corrupt, self-serving, rotten people. And if you really think that any of these fucking losers are better than you or me, you really need to sit down and reassess, because it's not true, and it's not right, and they're not special. And allowing these assholes like that Cori Bush and shit, that fucking fat pig, and I'm sorry, these people are that. Fucking to think that she needs more security because of her fucking, that we're paying for. Because she's so important. That right there, that whole concept. So, we need to wake up, man. You can't believe that you need to be a Republican or a fucking Democrat. Start fucking thinking about who you're voting for and vote for who you think you are. Don't worry about, it's a wasted vote, or everybody, or God, he's good looking, because I know that's why Bill Clinton got elected. All these fucking losers. I dated one. She actually said to me, fucking, I'm voting for him because everybody else is. I mean, what do you do? That just makes you think we deserve to be fucking exterminated. I mean, that's how pathetic people are. But anyway, you know, this is my rant. This is my rant day. Saturday, I'm going to try and do a Saturday, Sunday. So Saturday, I don't want to rant. I'm kind of torn between eliminating the politics, because you're obviously going to alienate people. But I'm also thinking it's just important to have an opinion and to have strong opinion. And remember, one of my basic tenets of life, only stupid people don't change their mind. But I don't feel I'm going to change my mind about the fact about how useless these politicians are, how self-serving and corrupt, and that the two-party system is just BS. You know? Russell Brand is somebody you should check out. Not even if you agree with him, but he's making an attempt, I believe, at really trying to promote doing what's good because it's good, and because we all know what really is good. And he's trying to push that idea. Live and let live. and do what you know is right. And I think we all kind of agree on what we know is right. And don't worry so much about what other people want to do in their own private lives and stuff like that. I mean, he's really making an effort. You know, he's going on, and I got to be honest with you, he goes on Fox and he goes on MSNBC. The people on those liberal media do not stack up as well. Say what you want. I mean, I don't watch all these Fox people. I mean, Sean Hannity is an idiot, no doubt about it. You know, Laura Ingraham, just a... You know, you watch her for a second and you're like, I wouldn't want to know her, wouldn't want to be with her, wouldn't want to have to sit in a restaurant and hear her across the room fucking spouting her shit with that eagle nose. I mean, but it's just, we all know what's right. And why you think you have to impose your will on other people, you need to reassess that. And wanting government to do it is not the answer. So I don't know. You know, it's been building up, but I'm trying to flatten it out because I believe what you want to be pushing here. I'm trying to clear the shit out of the way so that you got to be able to think for yourself. And I was thinking that's a Beatles tune, George Harrison, who's a brilliant man for somebody who dropped out of high school in 16. He was a very deep thinker. But I was singing that song to John Lennon's The Beatles, Run for Your Life If You Can. You know, the song, they're both Rubber Soul Revolver-y tunes right around there. And but you got to think for yourself if you can, little girl. Hide your head in the sand, little girl. If I catch you with another man, that's the end, little girl. But that's actually Run for Your Life melody. But anyway, so I digress. But you need to think for yourself and don't worry about being with a group. Don't worry about what your peers are thinking because they're looking at you the same way. So, and if anybody who knows me, and again, there aren't many who really know me, one thing I'm very proud to not be is a follower. And I am not a follower at all. And that feels good. So that's why I'm still doing these rants. But so if you just find it refreshing that somebody's willing to fucking say what they mean and believe, and I'm trying to do good here. I obviously probably need to rein in the pejoratives. Is that what that is? Calling people shit. But politicians deserve it. They don't deserve our respect. They don't respect us. And but subscribe. I need to get to 50 to do live streams, and I'm still at 13. I'm holding steady at 13 for about 3 weeks now. It's refreshing, people. Come on, help me out. Aloha.